It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Happy birthday to the Geno Jones Show. What's happening, everybody? We're a couple of minutes late. You know you are really doing great things when the enemy works so hard to try to keep you off camera, when he tries to keep you from using your platform to elevate everybody, the culture, the community, humanity. But here we are. Happy birthday to the Geno Jones Show. This is my 5-year anniversary show, coming to you a few minutes late because, like I said, Satan don't sleep. You all know, everybody who's been watching this show for 5 years, we always rebuke the enemy, but he's busy. He's on his job. He's doing his job. So I welcome everybody. Thank you. Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern is our new time. We started 5 years ago. We used to come on at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So right now, it's about 6:40 in Chicago. Everybody on Central Time out on the West Coast, about 4:40, about 20 minutes to 5 o'clock. Tell everybody to subscribe to the channel. Once again, thank you so much. This is going to be a celebration. I'll be celebrating all month long. Now, I'm so grateful. I got some people who have been big supporters of the show. As a matter of fact, a couple familiar faces, some folks that have financially supported the show from almost day one. So this is just a thank you. Thank you to everybody that's subscribed to my channel, everybody that's watched live, everybody that's watched the recorded episodes, because every live show is recorded in real time. So thank you. We went from 0 to now we are nearly at 1,000 new subscribers. Only, about 50-something new subscribers from becoming a YouTube partner, supporting my media company. It is so important that we support Black-owned media, alternative media, because as my grandmother says, Gene Jones, tell the truth, shame the devil. She said, Jeannie, tell the truth, shame the devil. And that's what we do here, because we are living in some very precarious times, but it's a simple choice. It's a choice between humanity and inhumanity. Either you lean into humanity, you see your humanity in others. If we see our humanity in each other, we'll be good. So it's a simple choice. Either you are for humanity or inhumanity. It's really that simple. So, but today, like I said, today's show is a celebration. So I want to bring on my guests. I don't even have a monologue, but I do want to shout out before I bring my guest on all the federal workers that have been affected, that's been furloughed or fired because of the government shutdown that's brought to you by the cult. All right? The cult that's responsible, the cult that controls every branch of government. If you lose your health insurance, Medicaid, Medicare, just go back and watch last night's episode, SNAP benefits. So on this show, we tell the truth and shame the devil. And we don't give a damn whose truth it is. We're gonna tell the truth. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. We're not gonna lie. We don't have no favorites, and we don't have any friends when it comes to inhumanity. Once again, we stand for humanity. It's a real simple choice. If you stand and lean into your humanity, if you are down with seeing each other, everybody's humanity, we can rock and roll. We can get down. I'm with you. But if you stand for inhumanity, this is not the show for that. We just don't do that. All right. But I want to thank, first of all, I want to bring on, she was one of the first people to come on the show as a guest. And then she is the original. She is the original, the authentic. She started the whole thing off. And then my girl, Miss Christy K. Love Baxter, the new reigning queen, Miss Plus Size Charleston. But before K. Love came on the show, my girl who was my co-host in Detroit, Michigan, 30 years ago, actually this year, damn, time flies, and she hasn't aged 30 years. She started off with me, and everybody used to see her on the show on Fridays. Pretty soon she's going to be Dr. Carson. So that's why you all don't see it, because look, it's this PhD, this doctorate is for real. I hadn't studied. The only way I'm gonna get one probably is if I get an honorary one, because this is a whole lot of work. So I've had mad respect. So she had to take a leave from the show because this, for all those that got their PhD, like that earned it, that put the work in, you understand, and everybody else. And I'm not shading anybody that just got an honorary doctorate, but you lucked out and got off easy. But mad respect to everybody that had to just put the work and the research, the time, the writing. It's an incredible undertaking, but she's got it covered because she has done so many great things. So, and then also I want to bring in, he was one of the first sponsors of the Geno Jones Show and Geno Media. He has been a big supporter, not just financially, but just in spirit and just his humanity. He is the CEO of the Crate Group. As a matter of fact, he is bringing on a friend. They have a big announcement because the Crate Group has done so much great work for 3.5 decades. Started off here in South Carolina, here in the we call it the Low Country, the Charleston, South Carolina metro area, and then he's branched out statewide, nationwide, and now the Crate Group is gone global, and he's going to have the big announcement. So let me bring everybody on. Ladies and gentlemen, there she is. Yes, number one on your program, number one in your heart. I know my mom is already in the chat room. There's my Keela Cardstone. And to the lower right-hand corner, Mr. Kendrick Al Bannister, the CEO of the Crate Group, and his friend to the right, another brother named Al that he's going to introduce to you, and they have a big announcement. But so Key,
yes.
how are you?
Listen, before we go any further, let's celebrate. I want to sing, even though I'm not a singer.
Go on to sing, girl.
Wait a minute. Let's get that out the way.
You like the college student. You know when your kids come home from college that first time and you're happy to see them, and you know they got to go back, but it's like, baby, this is your home. You at home, so you good for as long as you can stay. This is home. So your room is still intact. Ain't nobody took your room. All your stuff is the same way it was when you left it.
And I want to take just 5 seconds to celebrate you and say, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to the Geno Jones Show.
Go on, Key. Go on. I told you she is super talented. So Key, let's do this. Because I know we
Hi, Al, Kendrick.
We got so much. There's so many memories I want us to cover, but I want to get these brothers on because I know they got some other meetings. Once again, Brother Kendrick Bannister, a lot of us refer to him affectionately as Al. I call him Brother Al. He is the CEO of the Crate Group. Like I said, for 3.5 decades, they have poured into the community. They started off working with the youth and their families, and then they've expanded it just to working with families and those in need here in the region, then the state, then nationwide, and then globally. But speaking of global, Kendrick Bannister and his friend Brother Al there on the right with the red shirt that he's going to introduce Keith and everybody watching that they have. And shout out to Rosalind and my mom watching live and everybody else. So Kendrick, I know you and Al have a big announcement. Let me first say, let me thank you. You were one of the very first people who believed in what I was doing, what I am doing with the show, and how I've kind of remixed and fused the entertainment and celebrity aspect of the show with all the celebrity guests that I've had on, from Mr. Big, Ronald Isley, Lettucey, and Kenny Lattimore, and Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis, and new stars like October London, all of that. But I've had on some of everybody. But you believed in what I was doing from day one. You have financially supported the show. You have been there when I needed you, and it's never been a hesitation. So I thank God for bringing you into my life, for making sure that we cross paths. And you always have a home to elevate all the great work that you're doing. Because a lot of people, they talk good talk, and I've been saying for a while now that we're all we got, but we're all we need. And we got everything we need. And you and your work at the Crate Group are proof for that. So I want to thank you, and I want to thank Al for coming on. Brother Al, it's a pleasure meeting you. So, Brother Kendrick, I thank you for your support and for your love, man. And I love you, and I thank God for blessing me to have you, not just as the professional relationship that we have, but the brotherhood, the bond that we have. Like I said, DNA don't always make you family. DNA means that you share DNA, but that alone doesn't make you family. But we are truly family. So I want to thank you, and I want to turn the floor, the camera over to you, because you're doing some big things, and I know you got a big announcement.
Hey, blessings. Thank you. Especially to your lovely wife and mom. Make sure mom know I'm still here.
Oh, she's
I wish
watching. She's watching. She's watching right now.
so definitely. It's just an honor to celebrate your 5th year, and I wanted to really just do our launch pad off of your show on this big announcement that we're getting ready to do. It's going to be heard right here first before it gets nationally known. Before I do that, I want to introduce Al and Miss Beverly. They're on as well, and they're my cohorts, co-collaborators with All Things Liberia. So the Crate Group, little old small Crate Group from South Carolina, has now merged globally. Now we're international, and our campaign is Rebirth the Nation in Liberia, where we're going to work with agriculture and agribusiness, education, financial literacy, health wellness, and workforce development. But the biggest thing that we want to introduce right now, especially at the time that we're going through, we have a new product coming out of Liberia. It's harvesting this month. It's called rice. It's black rice. We'll talk about, we were actually enslaved. Our ancestral pastors was enslaved from that West Bank part of Africa. My family goes back to the Sierra Leone area. So this is just historical, just God's blessing for myself being able to collaborate with Al and the CIU group to be able to bring this back to America and really globally. Just imagine if you could heal your diabetes with what was on your plate.
Yes, say that.
So, and we have the answer. It's been tested, tried, and proven. I'm gonna let Al do a little bit more scientific talk on that part of it, and I'm gonna turn it over to Al, let him do the scientific part of it. But definitely, there's something new happening, and we're at the front of it. So, Al, if you would, welcome to the Geno Jones Show.
Yes, Brother Al, you and our Sister Beverly, welcome. And I'm really so excited, and I'm really happy to see this partnership with you and my other brother Al. So please tell us more about this incredible product that you guys are bringing to America. Oh, I think your mic is muted again. I know we heard you earlier. I did have you mute your mic. You can unmute it now. There we go. No, don't hear me. I heard him earlier. Like I said, we rebuking the enemy. There you. Oh, that's you, Kendrick. Because we did hear him earlier. I don't know. His mic got muted again. Well, I tell you what, Al, play with your mic if you want to, or if you want to log out and come back in. Kendrick, while he's working on his audio, go ahead and kind of fill us in with some details on this incredible product.
So what we have the actual rice. So our ancestors were enslaved to come here to the Low Country to do Carolina gold, and that has made billions for others.
Yes.
And the great thing about this here is, with the rice that we're doing in Liberia, uh, for us, by us, made by us, and this rice will now be able to be exported out of Liberia, and that would give them a financial undertaking as far as employment over there. And then also it would be able to go globally. So now they don't have to import $200 million a year in rice. So that's that's a major find on what's going on now. Can you hear me, Al?
Yeah, I think we got your audio, my friend.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry.
No, it's okay. No need. Like I said, you know you're doing something great when the enemy is working so hard to try to keep you from sharing this great news and this greatness with the world. But we rebuke them on this show. So I want to welcome you and Sister Beverly. So I'll let you pick up from where Al was talking about. So tell us some more about this incredible product that you guys are bringing here to America.
As you well know, and as part of the DNA in your show, there's a higher power that we're working with here. And that's what makes humanity such a good and easy choice to make. If we all believe in the truth that the only way to get to Almighty God is through the path of his son, this is very simple, Africa, because it's all about soil, seeds, water, people, and Jesus. And that's what we have been very fortunate to have been part of a calling to go back to Liberia, which is a country that was founded by freed slaves. Yeah. Many from the Low Country. Well, let's call it not a lot, but most were from New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. But there were freed slaves from the Low Country that went back to this mosquito-infested part of West Africa that didn't even have a name. But what we do know is that of the 5 million enslaved Africans that came through Charleston, many of them came from what is today Cote d'Ivoire, Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia, because that's where rice was grown in civilizations that were far more advanced than the Portuguese and the Spanish and those who were the colonial masters. It's a terrible irony of history that we have an opportunity to reverse by taking that expertise that existed in West Africa that created one of the largest transfers of wealth in history. And what they have to show for it is 500,000 unmarked graves in the Low Country of people from West Africa. 4 to 6 generations earlier, your great-great-great-great-grandparents were worked to death, and your cousins live over in Liberia now trying to scratch a subsistence out of the best soil in the world for doing rice. And we found that to be horribly inconsistent with what we believe God's plan to be, and it's time for the last to be first. That should be in Africa, and he gave us a strand of rice that we're still not sure. We've got a number of labs testing it in the US. We don't know whether it's the magic in the soil itself, that much like the Tigris Euphrates River Valley has all of these aquifers. Go to Genesis 2. These two rivers, St. Paul and St. John's, come down from mountains in Guinea. Much like Tigris and Euphrates, they empty in the Atlantic Ocean, and it is the most fertile land in the world. And what if we could take 500,000 acres of land, rural Liberia, rural Guinea, the ancient Pele tribe, and put it back together instead of building rivers to separate it, building bridges to connect it, and then build the bridge between those people and their ancestors in the Low Country. Would not that be very cool if we found out that there was instead of Carolina gold, that there was Liberian black that had properties for healing diabetes? Wouldn't that be something?
That would be amazing. So, Kendrick, man, I love this brother, man. So, Al, I just want to follow up, and I want to ask you something, because you heard me early talking about humanity and how I lean into humanity because I see my humanity in any human, and I want to, because you grew up in America, here in the United States,
Correct.
Al.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to know what has been your inspiration? Because growing up in this country, the history that you cited, I will venture to guess that you probably weren't taught that in the schools that you grew up going to, because you have three black Americans on this show, and I can speak for all three of us, Keela and Kendrick. We weren't taught that in the schools that we attended. So for you to be, as we affectionately refer to as a non-melanated person, uh, to to under, to seek out, to learn that history, to know it, and to lean into their humanity. What is the inspiration behind it? Because I think you are the perfect example of when I talk about that. When we see our humanity in each other, uh, then we are going to come out a lot better, because it's really a choice between humanity and inhumanity. And paraphrasing Dr. King, we say we'll learn to live together as brothers and sisters, or we will perish and die separately as fools. But what was your inspiration? Who was it? Was it a family member? Was it maybe something that happened in college? What was that turning point? Or what? Who kind of laid that foundation for you to kind of seek out the truth and just see humanity like you do?
It's interesting. I was 72 before I came to Christ. I'm just 76 now. My fiance is African American. We'd known each other for 7 years, and she's opened my mind to things that I really didn't understand. And consistent with that, I met these wonderful people from Liberia who came back after the Civil War to adopt orphans. So it's like God put these steps in front of me, and I was struggling with commitments to support our foundation over there, as well as having family here. And God just said, look, you can't be at two places at once,
Wow.
but I can. So he kind of took over, and then put people like Al Bannister in front of me, and this incredible volume of people who go, wow, this is what I should be doing. I want my grandchildren to know I did something that allowed me to go back to my great grandparents and right or wrong a history, and at the same time be able to elevate our community here. Too good to be true. It just came together.
Well, that's beautiful, because there are a couple of truths that I want to just touch on quickly and briefly, or briefly and quickly, and I want to talk about this incredible this product. Um, brother Al, my non-melanated brother Al, you understand. And shout out to your wife Beverly. Um, Listen, I know the power of a black woman. Trust me, man. So they have a way. They have a way of getting to you, brother Al. But I just want to share this, because you and the conversation that we are having is an example of what I've been saying all along. That this whole, what they call social construct of race and whiteness. There's a lot of talk about whiteness and white supremacy and this white Christian nationalism. This concept, or I call it a con, because it is a con. It's a con game. It was invented, And it was invented by a small handful of people who had figured out that, you know what? Because Europeans never referred to themselves as white before the 1680s, but it was a small handful of people, kind of like the billionaires today, that said if we can figure out a way to pit these different groups of people, maybe one group that doesn't have as much melanin against this group that's got more melanin, to pit them against each other and to make them hate each other and fear each other and think that they are the enemy. And that fear and division and hatred in all of its forms, and throwing misogyny and sexism, it has always been big business for a small handful of people. But I always said that there are more of us that see each other's humanity. And if we come together, hence, we're all we got. But we are all we need. And we got everything we need. When we understand that, when we understand and see each other's humanity and understand that all of humankind originated from the continent that people call Africa. So, not to get deep, but we are all like distant cousins, because all of humanity originated from the same continent. So that's a whole different story. But just sharing your story, it's just, it is the affirmation in human form that at the end of the day, we have a common humanity. And if we lean into that, we'll be good. So, but Kendrick and Brother Al, please tell us some more about this rice in terms of when will it be on the market here in America? I'm sure it'll be in stores. Can people are you guys going to set up brick and mortar, actual physical brick and mortar locations? I'm sure people will be able to purchase it online. Give us some more details about how we can support the business and purchase this rice. And maybe, I don't know if there's going to be opportunity for franchises, those partnerships, maybe people who have land, who are farmers or grow crops here. If you don't mind, if you can't talk about some of those potential opportunities.
So
Al, why don't you pick up on that? But let me just say one thing: we're bringing capital from the U.S., not government. We're bringing capital from the United States directly into Liberia. We're not messing around with government programs, because 95% of the Pele tribe is Christian. They're English speaking, in spite of how we have brutalized them as a colonial power over all these years. They love us. They love America. And historically, there's been a Chinese hegemony there with corruption. And when I met Al, we talked about reversing history and taking all of that profit that the African Americans turned over to the plantation holders here and push that profit back to raise the level of education and healthcare in Liberia. It just felt too good not to distribute through the African American community.
I love it. Al, he's a treasure. Forget being invited to the cookout. He can stay at the house. We got a room. Forget the cookout, dude. You got a key to the house, bro. You family. You come on through anytime.
And you know how we do, man. So he knows mom, he knows the family, so he knows he had dinner with the kids. So him and Beverly are family to me. And like I say, this is bigger than anything. This is all a humanitarian. I always say, we as Black America, we've always been taught to look at generational wealth as a financial aptitude. But what I've been doing within my family is to make generational wealth your purpose.
Yes.
So I'm 50 now, proud to be 50. And I hope and pray to see the next 20, 30-year mark on where we're going at with this. But I do know that my kids will finish that out and my grandkids will finish out the rest of it. So we all in with Liberia. The other part about this is the rice itself, like it's something special, man. It tastes well, it eats well. Uh, so the crate itself will be the only distributing uh, factor right now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's for us by us. It's for us by us. There's 30 million people registered in the United States. Remember now, we're global, but we're only talking about the United States right now. So there's 30 million people that's registered, documented, pre-diabetic, diabetic, high A1C, blah, 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 blah. That's who we're targeting. So we're working on our app. Our app should be finished hopefully by the end of the month. Create Health Movement. That app is going to be an interactive app to the point where you can subscribe and get the knowledge of what's going on. So what people don't talk about is the depression that comes with being diabetic or sick or going through health problems, the anxiety, so all the mental health parts that go with that. So this app is interactive to everything. And on this app, and I'm gonna be the first one to throw it out there to you. I want to give the Geno Jones Show a promo part on this app so you can plug your own show as people are looking at this app. They get to see commercials from the Geno Jones Show, other things for us by us. And that's going to be one of the vehicles that we're going to get this rice out here onto the plates and into the homes and start healing people. This rice has also been tested by the Beacon Labs. It doesn't have all the metals and all the things that, the rice that we eat right now. It's not bleached. It's not all of that. It's truly organic, and it's truly from the motherland. So this is something brand new. We wanted to, you're the first person to even get this drop, the mic drop. So you're the first person that got it. This is where we're at. But before we go with that part of it, because we harvested now in October, November, and December. So rice will be here late December, early January.
Okay.
We're working on the schematics now with no problem. We will be doing a launch here in the Low Country with all the right people in the room so we can have this discussion again. And that'll be coming up mid-November, early December.
Okay.
But what I do want to say you, for any lovers out there, I want Al to tell you about his proposal. How did he propose to Beverly in Liberia, in the motherland? And I'm telling you, after this air, this is crazy. So
Come
Al,
on, man.
All right, Al. So let's hear. So you went from Mac Daddy to Mr. Lover Man. So let's hear. Listen, put some of the fellas, because I hear all this talk about men struggling and they can't find a woman, and they don't know how to talk to women. So put, as we used to say on the south side of Chicago, put these fellas up on some game, and give them some guidance and give them the secret sauce to your success.
Well, my secret sauce is all praise goes to God, because if you start with what's real, and then you look back and you go, well, I guess this has been in the plans for quite a while. I told you about the separation between Liberia and Guinea with the St. John's River. It was a colonial boundary. It was like gerrymandering a beautiful clan of 2 million people strong, but separating them instead of bringing them together. And half of them became French-speaking Guineans and the other English-speaking Liberians. And our vision was to build a bridge there, connecting the two countries and reuniting the Pele tribe. And so with that, during the church service, it was time to be baptized. And so I went to be baptized in the St. John's River, where we're building the bridge. And as I was going there, I saw this vine that was about 8 feet long hanging down from a string. And I said, I think I'm going to propose to Beverly. So I took that, and one of the gals from the village turned it into a ring. And so when I came out of the river, I said, hey, hello, you want to get married?
And thank God for you saying, obviously she said yes, and here we are. How you said 7 years? How long ago?
Well, it was 72. I'm about 4 years ago.
Okay.
Was baptized, and And so I told her I was a life sentence, and now it's Liberia's a life sentence, but it's a wonderful place for us where we're getting enrichment of the soul that I didn't even know existed.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so
So,
Kendrick, once again,
Geno,
let everybody know. So when will the public be able to start purchasing the rights? I know you said toward the end of the year. Will it be? It'll be an app through the Crate Group. Just kind of give us, because obviously you'll be coming back on a regular basis, giving us updates and the launch date for like the big event. But just so we can kind of start to plan and prepare and start to look out for. So the way to purchase the rights once you go public in terms of providing the product, it'll be through the Crate Group's app, and will it be the Crate Group website? Give us all those details. So
they'll have a multifaceted marketing campaign. Al knows how to do that and to get the beauty of the streets into the innovation that comes with something that could raise the health graphics for 80,000 people. I can't imagine anybody being able to do a better job, because why the African American community there, by the way, the African community and the African American community has got a higher propensity for diabetes, which, as you know, increases risk for heart disease and stroke than others. And much of that reason is diet.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, I'm 76. Every human male in both sides of my family has been diabetic. Wow. I was diabetic my entire life, just always this short of insulin dependency. Wow. So for 6 months, I got rid of pasta, bread, and other things. I started eating nothing but black rice, and my primary care said, for the first time in history, somebody your age is now diabetes free. Wow. Amazing. So it's not. We've got the numbers. We know it's got an incredible amount of amino acids that typically you don't find in rice, that in the African American community is going to be extraordinarily helpful, because you've got triglycerides, you've got amino acids that help the immune system. Yes. And if you remember, there was even a higher propensity of African Americans over the age of 60 that were immunosensitive that died from COVID. So it boosts the immune system. And then you've got triglycerides that help with mood, things like depression, and it helps with sleep. So you not only have twice the protein, half the sugar, but the glycemic index is really low. So at the end of the day, you're getting more of everything you should have and less of the things that you shouldn't have. And then when you get down to the things that other people aren't measuring, like mercury and arsenic, because we're dealing with children, there's virtually none of that, because we take it out of the soil. So we may have something magic. That magic may work because of the cultural and human development issues that Al's put together. But I look at things and say, what if? And why not? And what if Liberia has soil and air and water that creates a special property? Where better to reflect that than in the people who were taken against their will from Africa to here?
I love it. I'm with you. I'm 10 toes down with you. So Al, give us, like I said,
say hi to Beverly, by the way.
I know
she's the boss.
Hello. Good to meet you.
How are you, Beverly?
I'm well, thank you.
And
it's exciting to be with you all.
Well, it's an honor to be with you, and listen, thank you for being a blessing and putting that black woman's magic on our brother Al. I told him, is that when a black woman get a hold to you in a good way, dude, you are set, you are good.
Man, they are relentless, aren't they?
Yeah, hey, listen, come on. You see my sister that's on the screen with me. She's been with me for 30 years, working in media. And and I told her this, and we're going to get into it because we know you guys got to get ready to run. But she was really jet fuel for this show because I think what was it about a year in, Key, when I pulled you in? Was it
No,
2 years?
no. So it was right before the inauguration of Biden.
5 years.
So okay, I started October of 2020, so it must have been. It was about a year in then, almost a year, because
Is
that would
that
have
it?
been
Was
January of
that
2021.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was right before the
Okay,
inauguration.
so right around January of 2021. Right. Okay, I remember. Yeah. So 4 years, basically 4 years.
Yep.
But she was really like the jet fuel, because my first year, it's just the most important thing is in anything, and you all understand it, is to be consistent. So people know they can depend on you, and whatever it is that you do or provide for them, you got to be consistent. You got to show up. You got to show up for them, but you got to show up for yourself. So she was that jet fuel. I don't really need much, but she was just jet fuel because she really helped pull out all of who I really am, like a rose when it's in full bloom. And it was just organic because it was the same chemistry that we had when we worked together way back in 1995. So, Kendrick, listen, I know you guys got to run. I want to thank you. This is huge, man, to make this major announcement and kind of launch what you guys are doing to the world here. So, just in closing, let everybody know first of all, when and where everybody needs to look, where they will be able to go so they can get this product. I know you said an app, and I know the crates, you got a website. So just give everybody the information that's watching this, like, I got to get some of this rice. Let us know exactly. Well, you told us when, toward the end of the year, but where they'll be able to go so they can spread the word and let people know, hey, listen, this is where you need to go. You can order this rice, and I'm sure, they can read. And I know you guys have all kind of information about the rice and just the whole story and the connection to Liberia.
Why doesn't the Geno Jones show track the health graphic improvements of this with the folks that we're giving it to? And you can see the weight loss, the A1C. It can turn into a recognition sponsorships because we're trying to increase the health graphics of an entire community to bring down the insurance costs. There's lots of ways that, and I don't think you're a communist, are you? I think you can make money in your business.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
well then, therefore,
see, let me just say this. I know they say money is the root of all evil. No, the root of all evil is what you do with the money, and if what you do with the money is not to build community, and because money is just a resource, and we are just vessels. And the question is, what is your purpose? Obviously, you all have discovered your purpose. I know, Brother Al just met you, Kendrick. He and I, that was how we connected. Key and I knew our purpose 30 years ago. So what do you do? We are all vessels for good or evil. So I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. So it's all about how you are, what type of vessel are you, and what do you do with everything that is given to you, or that it is used through you as a vessel, be it money, knowledge, talent, joy, laughter, whatever gift that you are able to share with the world. It is not for you. Your purpose is what you can do for humanity. That's what, when people figured out what their purpose is, and that's a whole nother show.
but doesn't it make everything easy?
Yeah, it does.
When you realize who's in charge,
Yeah.
and let us be able to have our mothers be proud of us because we're elevating the health of the whole community.
Yeah. Moms and dads, because I'm a girl dad.
Moms and dads.
Brother Al, thank you. Kendrick, man, let everybody know real quick, because I said I know you guys got to run. So we are looking at the end of the year. Where can everybody go? And can they start pre-ordering or whatever it is? Just give us some information going, on your way out.
End of the year, we'll have the Black Rice hair. You can start pre-ordering right now. If you want more information, go to info@thecrategroup.org. That's info@thecrategroup.org. And all the new stuff that was coming out, we're going to be on all media channels. I mean, you're the first. It's about to go big. So as we finish the app, as we finish all the other things, and then definitely you and I get together by end of this week, next week, and figure out how we can merge something together to make sure that the Geno Jones has some fabric into this thing here. Okay.
Well, I love it. So
Definitely happy.
Let me say this.
Happy
That's
birthday to you.
info at the Crate Group, CRATE, crategroup.com.
Org.
.org.
ORG.
Info at thecrategroup.org. ORG. All right. So you all can go there now. Brother Kendrick Bannister, the CEO of the Crate Group, and our good friend Al. Al, how do you pronounce your last name?
Fasola.
Fasola. What's the origin? Is that Italian?
It is, and you said it with a lot of flair.
Fasola. Well, listen, Geno, that's
well, I was going to ask.
So that was pretty easy. I'm pretty familiar with the vowels. Okay, so that was easy. All right. Well, thank you, Brother Al and Brother Al Kendrick Bannister. Man, may God continue to bless and have favor on you and your family and all of your business endeavors. This is wonderful. And just the connection, because that's something that's really important going forward. We're going to talk a lot about that more, is the connection between the motherland and the continent, and because those are all our first and second cousins. And,
For sure.
when collectively, when the diaspora wakes up and be like, wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, we are all we got. We ain't got to worry about, all right, anti-DEI. We good. We're good. We got everything. We are all we got. We are all we need. And we got everything that we need. And folks are going to want to come and get some of our goodness, but that's a whole nother show. So thank you, Kendrick Bannister. Al Fasolo.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
Right. At the end. Thank you, gentlemen. And you guys will be back multiple times. So I really appreciate you guys and making that big announcement here on my 5-year anniversary show. So
well, happy anniversary, and God bless your mother.
Thank you. Same to you and your beautiful wife. Brother Kendrick, man, we love you, man. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for your time. I know you guys are busy. Keela Carson!
Take care.
Here we go, my sister. This is me and you about to do this thing here. So, first of all, let everybody know, if nobody else, my mom, because she want to know. I've shared with everybody that you are working on your PhD. But real quick, before I do that, since I just got you on camera, and I told you this, but I'm sharing this with the world, is that I am so grateful for you. I love you because you are family. And like I said, DNA don't make you family necessarily. DNA means you share DNA. And you came on as a guest, and then I asked you to come on as to be a guest co-host, once a week, and you did it for years. And I really appreciate you because just the magic that you helped me create, because you helped me be the best version of myself. So I am eternally grateful for you, my sister. But I'm even more proud of just who you are as a woman and as a mom, and just all the great things you're doing. Soon to be Dr. Carson. You always be Key, but I got to put some respect, because you, by this time next year, when doctor is official, you would have earned that title.
From your mouth to God's ears, because I'm actually working on my EDD, but it doesn't matter. So it's Doctor of Education.
Okay.
So
you'll still be Dr. Carson.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. But it is not for the faint of heart. This is heavy lifting, and for anybody out there who is looking to pursue a doctoral degree of any kind, Juris Doctorate, which is the lawyer, MD, medical, um, PhD, philosophical, EDD, education. I can go on and on. Um, Anybody out there looking to go that route, um, it is not about your intellect. You will find out once you get into the writing of your dissertation. It's about understanding the format, the process, the way in which a doctor should think,
Okay.
right? And so,
What does
but
that look like, Key, for those of us that's not
um,
studying to get our PhD? But what, in
oh,
layman's terms,
okay,
what does that look like when we say think like a doctor?
okay. So let me try to equate it to something. So you know how to read the Bible, right? The words on the paper, right? But do you know how to construct the Bible?
Mm,
The books and the Old versus the New Testament, and how do you put that all together in a format that makes sense? Okay. So, but when you are writing as a doctor, you're writing for other people interested in education.
oh, good point. Yes. Yes.
And then the second part to that is that you're writing to help those looking for education, right?
Oh,
Solve problems. You're a problem solver. You're
okay.
solving problems. So then you do your dissertation, and now the work exists. For mine will be on implicit bias, the impact of implicit bias on, well, let me phrase it the right way, the impact of educator, and this is key, implicit bias training on the perception of unfairness in the classroom.
Wow.
So I'm looking at, does implicit bias, if the instructors are trained, will it improve the perception of students, of their teachers, thinking they're fair or not fair?
Okay.
Okay. So imagine the little black kid in school, or the gay student, LGBTQAI plus, or what have you, and they feel, something's going on. The teacher isn't saying anything, but I feel something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's what I want to get to, because implicit bias is the bias that you don't know. You don't know it exists. You think you're a fair person. That's the trick. But really, all of that other programming that took place years prior,
Yes, that's where I
your
was about to go.
father, your
That's where, yep.
grandmother, the neighbor across the street, all of that is still in the back of your head.
All the images from
Yes,
movies, the TV commercials, print
yes,
ads in magazines, just
yes,
everything.
yes,
Subtle things that maybe a teacher may have said or a neighbor, just all
yes.
that is.
And so I want to know, if you have training, can that be improved? Thereby improving the way you come off to your students and improve their experience.
Oh, I can't wait to read this paper. I,
Lord, I'm on chapter 1 and 2. I finished it. And so now I have to see if they've been improved. If not, I have to go back and take
okay.
an extension and keep writing. So far, it's not the writing. They keep wanting me to elaborate more,
Okay.
because I come from our world of media. And in our world, we're taught to tell a story in 20 seconds,
Yes.
30 seconds.
Yes, that's an excellent point.
This, I'm 35 pages on chapter 1 and 2.
Wow.
And I've got 3 more chapters to go.
Okay.
So that long form writing is has been a challenge for me. But I want to say to you, Geno. Oh, did you have a question?
Yeah. Well, are you going to publish this? Well, first of
So
all, your dissertation, that will it'll be published, or will it just be
yes.
public? Okay, so it'll be published for the public to read, like you said. So, uh,
So
yeah.
when you write a dissertation, any dissertation, um, the material belongs to the institute that you were educated at. So it's published to their library. And in my case, it will be Purdue. And Purdue is one of the biggest used libraries for people looking to do research.
So they own the intellectual
Yes,
property.
all of it. They own
Really?
my research. Once I complete my research, they own it. Everything goes
Is
into.
that typical with anybody
Yes.
that? I
Yes.
didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
So that is officially your first published work.
And so do they publish it in an actual book form? What is it? What physically?
They
What does it
give
look?
they give you a book as you know something that you can take home as an artifact of the work that you've done, right? But most things are available digitally now.
Online. So
Yeah.
are they allowed to make copies and sell to the public?
No,
Okay.
that's not. They use it in an educational format. If they sell it, then all bets are off.
Okay.
We got to get into the business of.
There you go. All right, there you go.
What's
So,
my
honey,
cut?
do you have to get? Is there some paperwork that everybody got to sign off on? Is like,
Exactly. But
if y'all
most,
do some slick shit, just understand. See my lawyer. We're gonna have to talk about this check.
but most people who have gone that route into their doctoral degree and have finished the whole process and become a doctor, what happens is that they continue that writing because when you do your dissertation, you're kind of in this process and you can't really let loose, right?
Right.
So you finish that and give them what they need and follow the rules, and then you kind of let loose and can relax and really write. And so that's why you see a lot of doctors or people with doctoral degrees go on to write several other works because then it's theirs. It's not the school's. Okay. So you take that same theme and then you branch off into different areas.
Man, Key, I am, man, my heart is so full. I am so proud of you. I can't wait for the Dr. Carson moment. That is.
You can't wait. Listen here. Let me tell you, I feel every day like I'm about to die. Yeah, this is hard work. It's hard work. But listen, many people take years, decade to complete this work. And so I'll let you know how I vet. I'm hoping to be done next year. If I'm not, I'm just not. I'll just continue on, and that's the way it goes. But I want to say,
before you say whatever you want to say to me, I want to say this on
I
camera.
keep trying, and you keep.
I know, but
okay,
no. This is important. This
Okay.
is to put a bow on
Okay.
what you just said. And I told you this earlier. And I'm gonna shout this sister out. And I'm gonna give her credit because she's a doctor also. She was on Sirius XM Urban View. This sister named Laree Daniel Favors show, and her name is Dr. Wendy. She spells her Wendy with an I. Wendy Williams. You know, like the entertainer, the radio, the talk show. And she said, "There's no problem bigger than your power."
Amen.
And you got a lot of power, Keith. Like I told you, yes, in real time, it's a lot of work, but this is easy. God, the storms that you have come through personally, when you really just stop and be like, oh, wait a minute, I came through that. I came through that. Oh, I'm built for this. This is, when you get out your head and like, this is easy. Because your muscles are already trained. Without going into detail, you kind of shared your story, but what you have gone through, come on, man.
I just need to get my ego intact, but because it's the ego that's bruised. I'm summa cum laude, which is highest of honors for all of my degrees, associate, baccalaureate, master's, right? So I'm at this doctoral, and when they tell you, oh no, none of that matters. We don't care about your summa, your cumma, your magna. You got to write this work. And so you got to get out of your ego and just do the work, because it's not about all the accolades. It's about the work. So, but you know, when you were talking, I thought about that gospel song. It's old. What are the words? I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from. And I want to tell this to you, Geno. Nobody told you that the road would be easy.
But it for you
He
know what?
brought me this far, and he's not gonna leave me.
Neither one of us. And I
Yeah.
receive that, and I want you to receive that because um, the journey that you are on now, really, we both have been on all along. I think now that we're older, we kind of realize our purpose. 30 years ago, we were just, you wanted to be the best. You want to have the best
Yeah, you want to be
ratings,
a
and
star.
yeah, you want to be a star. So we've had that, done that. I'm still, I have that status here, and then nationwide, globally with this show. But I don't do it for that. I didn't even
Right.
create it, this show, for that. I created it because I needed to have a platform to where I
Yeah.
could be the best version of myself,
Yeah.
my full self,
Yeah.
unedited, uninterfered with, um, without people placing you in a box and putting you in chains or restricting your creativity, trying to micromanage you for their agenda, whatever that is, or maybe intimidation, or not wanting you to shine. And it wasn't
But
about shining. It was just about me doing, you know, what I love doing, being the best version of me, but understanding that, uh, a that I was given these gifts, but it's not about me. That I am a vessel, and I've been blessed to be chosen as a vessel to speak to other people, to help them be the best version of themselves, to educate and empower and enlighten and inspire through humor, or just having great guests, or just conversation or commentary. And for you, it's the same. That you are a vessel, and
yeah.
this journey that you are on, as soon to be Dr. Carson, you're just a vessel. You were the
Yeah.
vessel to be able to uh, be a blessing and make a change in the culture, in the community, in the world, to just make it a little, make it hopefully a lot, but even if it's just a little easier for the people that's coming behind you, who
So
are victims of implicit bias, and for those
yes.
who because see what people don't realize, this whole ideology of whiteness and white Christian nationalism and white supremacy, all this, which is just a sign of uh, not just weakness, but of insecurity.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
racism, it it victimizes, quote unquote, white people.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah. It's a prison. A
Yes,
prison of
a
the
prison
mind.
of hate
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
of bigotry, of misogyny, sexism, and that hate turns into poison, literally in your body.
And as far as the implicit bias that that I'm working on, the training of educators, because I am an educator, I'm a professor. Um, that's important to me. I want to be able to tap on the shoulder of my colleagues and go, "Do you know that you've used about 13 microaggressions and you didn't even know it?" And so let's test you for implicit bias first. And then let's go back and see if you can correct that behavior so that the student in your class, and by the way, people think when we talk about implicit bias that we're just talking about Black folk. No, 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 no. There could be implicit bias against poor people. There could be implicit bias against blondes. There could be implicit bias against little girls named Becky. There
Tall,
could be
short, thin,
well,
fat, all. Thank you,
all of
Keith.
it,
Thank you,
all
Keith.
of it, all of it. So I want for a teacher, an educator, an instructor to go into the classroom and be able to lay out a fair playing field for everyone, and all the students are respected, so that the student can then excel and be the best that they can be. Because when you the problem for students with implicit bias and microaggressions is that you don't know the suffering that they endure because of what you're doing. It affects their learning, it affects their psychology, it affects their self-image. Um, and so you're turning out people you don't even know. You're teaching math, but now you've turned out someone who's like, I'm not worth nothing.
Yeah.
Uh, I can't do anything. I'm a failure. And then they're getting in their own way. They can't even do the work because they feel so bad about the way they think you feel about them. So it's so complicated, but just having educators trained could be a way to help mitigate that.
Go
That's
on, doctor. You sound like a doctor already. Go on,
Do
Dr.
I?
Johnson. Yes, you do.
Too many
No,
years. I
I,
gotta go back to
I,
Keela.
I think you did a no. You did a but that's your communication gift. Uh, but
Yeah.
it was, and you've always had a gift of taking a subject, as people call it, content,
Yep. Complicated
an issue,
content.
and
Make it
simplify it.
get
You
easy.
had that
Yeah.
gift when we first met 30 years
Yes.
ago, when
Yes.
you were like the rookie in the room.
Yeah.
And
That's my thing. That's
shout,
my jam.
shout out to Skip Dillard and Kathy Welch and myself. We were like, man, this young sister is. You were more mature than some of the folks that have been around there for 10, 50 years.
Yeah, that
You were the rookie, but you were like the grown up.
yeah, taking that complicated text or complicated concepts and making it relatable and easy to understand, that is my jam. I pray, God, after all of this is done, that I can really put that to use for the larger public. But Geno, let me say this before you go, because you know how I am about time, and we ticking. Time is ticking. I want to say that when you called me and we said, "Key, come on the show," I was like, "Oh my God, I'm just getting well from this stroke. I don't plan on ever going back to media the way that we
Yeah,
did years
yeah.
ago."
No, we talked. You're right. I remember that
Yeah.
conversation.
And I am knee deep, 10 toes down in education. And you said, "Key, come on." And it didn't strike me until months later how that healed me. You know, getting ready on Friday like I was going somewhere other than in front of my computer. Like, I'm getting dressed, and I hadn't done those things since I was in the house, just healing. And so that was part of my healing process. So thank you. And also, I want to thank you on behalf of the many people that don't even know that they're going to say thank you to you, because you've been doing this online. You jumped out ahead of the pack. A lot of media people, i.e., Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert, and the rest of them that this president is coming after, Fallon,
Joy Reid, Don Lemon.
Joy Reid, Don Lemon. Don Lemon is killing it.
Yes, he is.
Okay, he man. Okay, he took every dime he could spare and put his platform together, and he ain't worried about it. Roland Martin
Yes.
been out there for years taking donations from the small donations from the public to keep his show alive. With all of that stuff, when he left the big cable companies.
TV One,
So,
actually. TV
yeah.
One.
Well, I didn't want to, I didn't want to call anybody out. But I want to say to you that here it is. These folks are having to look at this platform that you've already gotten used to and got ingrained and understand, because that's going to be the way they have to go if it keeps
Yeah.
up this climate of, attacking freedom of speech and freedom of the press and all of that. So it's a good thing that you got out ahead and you can show some other people. You may not even realize you may be training future broadcasters, media individuals to not even go to TV.
Well, I hope so. And the one thing I hope that people uh, well, first, thank you for that. But more important, um, I do remember because we have so many conversations, but I do remember you sharing. Um, I, but it just the story that you just shared about how that helped you heal after your stroke.
Yeah.
You talked about it, but it was just I guess it just hit me even fuller. Um, but all I will say is that don't thank me because I'm just a vessel. So I was chosen to be a vessel to help you heal, and in turn, you help me be my full self. So we both.
It's your birthday. You better take your blessing to be a
I
blessing.
receive it, but I'm just saying. But still, no. I have to be obedient and
Yeah.
understand that uh, I'm a vessel, and just
Yeah.
like you were a vessel, and you were a vessel for me, and I was a vessel for you, and I didn't know it. So I'm honored that I was chose to be a vessel. But
Amen.
come on, like
Amen.
my grandmother Jean Jones said, Jeannie, you tell the truth, shame the devil. so,
Yeah.
so the truth is, I was just still a vessel because the things that I said to you, and I always say, when the Spirit puts something on my heart to say it, I
Yeah.
have to say it because and you know what that's like. We both are like spirit animals. They say literally. It's just when when
Yeah.
when the Spirit puts
Sometimes I
something.
don't act like it. People think, "Oh, Keela, you're so crazy and foolish," and they don't really know that the depth. When I was singing that song, I thought I was thinking of your mother in my she was my choir.
She's so excited.
Your mother
She
was
like,
singing. That's
amen, my
right, Keela,
sister.
sing it.
The last thing she
I
said,
don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
and she typed in there. She said,
And she
yeah.
typing it.
She said, tell her what I told you. She said, amen, my sister. She said, girl, I'm so proud of you. So she wanted to make sure that I told you that. She just literally just posted.
And so the love of your mother, the way this is for my whole career. I mean, from when I was young, you were, oh, Keila, I gotta call mom. I mean, every day after your show, this is the first call you made. And if you remember, I lost my mom
Yeah,
during
I
that
remember.
time.
Hmm.
And we were live on the air, and you and Kathy got the call and didn't tell me until, you know.
Yeah,
Um, so just these little things that culminate and keep you going throughout the year. So I thank you for that. And for 5 years in this format, this ain't easy. But like I said, if you need a confirmation, look at all the big wigs. They getting ready to come and join you at the party, and you already been here. So you in the right place. You in the right place. You have freedom. As you mentioned, you have control. You'll be able to decide how much, how little you want to work, how much little you want to make. Um, this is this is the way to go, and you saw it years ago.
yeah.
So I'm very proud for you being a leader of the pack. But you listen, you were a leader of the pack on project. What is it, 2025?
25, yeah.
I said, what is this?
which was surprising because but see, you were busy teaching, but you
Yeah,
you
yeah,
up on everything. So
yeah. Wasn't up on that. I said, what is that? I said, I have to go read this thing Geno's talking about. And I mean, a year later, people started talking about it. Year and a half later, you were already talking about it on the show. So keep your head up. If you ever need a confirmation that you're in the right place, I'm telling you, you're in the right place.
and
Happy birthday.
and then your other mother is she just had to chime in. She's talking to me now. She said, "What did I tell you? What?"
I got your back, Mom.
Keith, thank you. To be honest, I can't think of anybody that I would rather have on this particular show, on this particular day,
Yeah.
the birthday, the 5-year anniversary of launching the show officially full time. So I thank you. You had also been a great role model. So I got a shout out to my sister. She works part time at the radio. Ironically, she works part time at the radio station. Who's been my guest co-host? You seen Christy? We
Yeah.
call it K Love. She was the new queen. There was this
Doing a great
Miss,
job, K-Love.
Miss Plus Size Charleston pageant, and she was phenomenal. I knew how talented this sister was, and I knew it was in her. So I was like her hype man. But man,
Yeah.
she was like, all right, y'all want it? All right, y'all gonna get it all, cause as Taurus is like, okay, you F around to find out, that bull can get cocky, and all right, we about to really show you. So
Good for her,
she,
and good for you
yeah,
bringing her to the
yeah.
show.
So
Yeah.
she watched you. So she watched you and got a chance to study. So you were her blueprint on his forehead. And she didn't really, she's been very honest and open about it. She didn't really have the confidence. I knew it was in her.
Yeah.
But
She got it.
like I said, I had to be our hype man. And
Yeah.
but seeing some episodes where you and I, because I talked about you all the time, and she knew she was coming in as like the guest co-host. But you've been the blueprint, and you've been that blueprint for women and men, but specifically women and women of color, since you were a rookie in the game.
Yeah,
30
I'm
years
all
ago.
about bringing the future, and I won't go into it now, but I can't tell you how many of my students are broadcasting across the airwaves all over this country, and to this day they call me. I need you, and I'm there.
That's you.
So
That's you.
I'm always about helping elevate the culture. There's room for everybody. Listen, if we can take a loaf of bread and the 2 fishes and feed the masses, come on, there's enough for everyone. There's no lack here. And so, yeah, I'm not about holding anybody back. What's for you is for you, and nobody can prevent you from getting what's for you. So I am proud of her, and I hope she continues to bless your show. And also, I want to say hi to Damaris, Allie, Boogie, your son-in-law, everybody.
I'm gonna be sure to send. I'm gonna make sure they get a copy of this show.
Yeah.
But thank you, Key, and I'm your hype man too, so I'm really proud of you. But don't worry, by the time you officially become Dr. Carson, the show will be generating enough revenue. I told you, I'm gonna bring you back, but I'm gonna bring you back with a check. So you. So
You better know it.
so you'll be able to navigate. We'll grab you for about an hour. Even if it ain't every Friday, every other, we're gonna grab you.
Yeah, when this degree is over, everybody, we're gonna all get it together. You, me, any other host that we're gonna spend some time and get this show on the road, literally. It's all about putting our heads together and making this work.
And I already see, because the one thing I want people to learn from this is that, and I'm grateful to YouTube and my man Sean Dobie who gave me the idea.
Yeah. Hi, Sean.
But the original idea, this is not the end. This is
right.
YouTube is just a vessel for me to relaunch GenoJones.com. So I will have my own platform. Shout out to Roland Martin, what he did with the Black Star Network. Even shout out to Glenn Beck and all the racism and bigotry, who was the original blueprint when I saw what he did with his website, theblaze.com. And he had something called the Blaze TV, where he was streaming like a TV show because he had just got fired from Fox.
Yep. I remember
the Fox propaganda channel, and came up with his own. And then he Also had other hosts on there, which is what I'm going to be doing. And obviously, you already one of the hosts. Well, you have your own show, whatever you want to do with it. But the fact what you are doing now in terms of what you are
Yes.
studying, and
Yes.
once you get your doctorate in that discipline and expertise, you'll have a chance to have a platform, which will just be money. So because you can
Listen,
teach.
I promise you it'll be fun
I know,
because
no, yeah, because
I already got, you know me.
I was just trying to, because the way I wanted to I wanted to just frame it the right way, is that now I'm not a teacher. I'm an entertainer, who, you know,
Everybody's a teacher.
yeah, well, that's actually where I was going. I was just saying, formally, you are professional broadcaster, but you are a professional educator. I am a professional, kids call it content creator, a professional broadcaster on TV and radio, and I use entertainment and humor, but I do my homework. You're just like you're doing your home. You got to do your homework. But that was training from 30 years ago. We had to, we just can't go on the air and just say some shit. You better have some receipts. You gotta back it up. It ain't like it is now. You can just make up some shit and lie. No, no, no.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Mm-mm.
We don't do
No.
that.
You
And
gotta have, yep,
yeah,
sources.
we're telling
In your business as an educator, I'm sure you gotta cite your sources.
Oh my God, Geno. Please. Are you trying to trigger me?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
But you were doing that 30 years ago when you were
Yeah.
doing the business. That's
Yeah.
how you were trained.
In our business we call it attribution.
Yeah.
But it's the same. Cite
It's the
your
same
source.
thing. You just
Who
can't.
said it? Where'd you get it from?
Thank you. Right.
Yeah.
And let me see it.
Yeah. And let me tell you, this is what I want to get across to people. We don't say they say. No. That's who are they? So if you try to figure out what Geno and I are talking about, attribution and cite your source, who are they? Who said it? And that's what that is. So yeah. You triggered me.
I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna untrigger you. Listen, Key, I can't thank you enough. Man, you know my heart. And
is this my phone?
that's okay.
Oh Lord.
Look, I thank you. And
That's Ari calling.
Is it? I was about to ask how she's doing. I saw the mommy and daughter pictures. She's up in the D doing her thing. I know she is. So she's like, Mommy, you've been on the show that long. So look, I'm on
with Geno. I'll call you back.
I'm going. Hey, Uncle Geno said hi, Ari.
Oh my God, I had to hang up.
So listen, I thank you. I can't thank you enough. I thank you for being there with me when nobody else was there, and helping me just help bring out the best version of myself.
Ari, I'm on the phone. I'm on with Geno. Oh my God. Okay, hold on.
Uncle Geno. Okay. So go check on your baby. Tell her Uncle Geno said hi. Thank you, Key. I love you. I appreciate you. You got a permanent home, so keep us updated. We're gonna check in with you in a couple of months and see how everything is coming. So thank you, Key. Tell her, Ari, like I said, tell her Uncle Geno said hi and I love her. Thank you. All right, let me get back on camera here, y'all. Here we go. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life as always. God bless each and every one of you. You, and especially you, God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. Happy birthday. Today, the 5-year anniversary. Once again, shout out to Kendrick Bannister and Al, I don't want to mispronounce his name because I don't have it in front of me, with the Crate Group International, launching this black rice from Liberia, and just the connection between Liberia and the United States, that is huge. So we're gonna talk a lot about that more in the future. I just want to thank everybody who watched the show live, everybody that's watching the recorded version. Thank you for helping me celebrate the 5-year anniversary. It's going to be a month-long celebration, so it will continue tomorrow. Shout out to Courtney Johnson, sponsor for the Geno Jones Show, COJO, CojoLLC.com. Kojo LLC, COJOLLC.com. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Carolinas, South Carolina, North Carolina, doesn't matter, anywhere in the Carolinas, give her a call, 843-543-4022, 843 area code 543-4022. Tell her you were watching the Geno Jones Show. I love you all. I love you so much. We'll see you live Thursday. If you missed any of the episode, go back and binge watch it, and we'll see you Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Central, 4:30 p.m. out on the West Coast.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.